All right, good day, everyone. Welcome to another stock analysis with Wilson. Welcome. It's been a while. It's been a while. I've done videos. Sharing video. I've been preoccupied these days. Okay, so today, I want to discuss trade management. I want to discuss trade management using CWG as a case study. Okay, so CWG, I was able to get the stock last year July 14th of July 2025, and so far so good. I got it at a good price. I think it was 17 naira, and looking at where it is now at 22 naira. So it's a good stock. I benefited, and I want to actually share how you can manage a trade. After doing your technical analysis, putting your trend lines and your indicators to know the right entry and the right exit also, you can use your trend lines also and your indicators to also manage your trade and know, okay, should I exit this trade? What is happening? Are buyers actually still buying? Where will I tolerate um so much profit taking? Because when you see a market going bearish, it just means that people are taking profits in the market. It's not that the market is bad. People are just taking profits. Unless the stock doesn't really have good earnings or anything to write home about, or good report card, as our um mentor at Invest that I would say. So if they don't have a good earnings report, then it's people will definitely sell the stock because the stock doesn't have any potential. But stocks that have potential and there is money flow, you know, and there's momentum, factoring your RSI, then definitely when the market is bearish, you just know it's a profit taking period and the stock will still rise for sure. Okay, so we are going to know how to manage our trade using trend lines, indicators, and time frame analysis. If you don't know anything about time frame analysis, I did a comprehensive video. My last video was a comprehensive video on how to navigate time frame analysis, you know, to actually make a more quantitative or qualitative decision, make a qualitative judgment of your entry and exit point spots, to justify, okay, why do I want to enter? Why do I want to stay in this stock? Should I still stay? Should I wash? You know, because time frame analysis helps you filter the noise in the market. So when you do time frame analysis, you say, okay, in the shorter time frame, people are taking profit. That's why the market is going down. Let's just watch how it goes. Okay. Consistent WG is still going up and down. Just went up to 24 now, and people are still taking profits. I would say that this place is a very strong resistance level. But before we reach there, I will tell you later. Okay, so um yeah, so time frame analysis actually helps you filter the noise in the market. You know what investors are thinking and what daily or short time short term traders are thinking. As you know, in the market we have traders and then we have investors. So you know what traders are thinking and investors are thinking, and then you use that to guide your final decision. Okay, so if you watch that video, you will see I did a comprehensive explanation of how to use time frame analysis to make a qualitative judgment when trading the Nigeria Stock Exchange market. Okay, so now let's do what we're supposed to do today. Trade management. When you enter a trade, how do you manage it? Without panicking. Because sometimes you see that the market is going down. Next thing you want to sell your stock, and Next thing, the market will go up again, and you'll be like, I would have left my stock here, oh, because you're seeing that it's going down so much. However, you might not know that maybe the investors are actually taking profit at that period. Okay. And when investors take profit, it usually um, affects the market massively. And when investors also take profit, traders will also panic. Those that don't have a clear strategy or defined confidence in their strategy will panic and also sell, and that will also lead to a massive selling of the stock. Okay, till maybe investors want to buy again, and people will now start putting money again and say, "Oh, God, this stock is going up," because investors are now putting in a lot of money to push the stock up again. So now I'm going to remove this all these indicators here because we don't need them for trade management. We just need them to know to actually guide our entry spots for a trade, or when you want to start a trade, when you want to enter a trade. Okay. So let's do this. All right. So looking at this, let me see if this will work. No, it doesn't work. Okay, so looking at this, you can see I've done analysis on CWG before in the past. You can see this long trend line that I drew here. From here, this is one spot here. This is where the doja, or the hammer candlestick. This is another place where it crossed the hour moving average and went up. Okay, this is another spot, and then this is another final spot, which actually um showed that this is a very strong uptrend. So when you're drawing a trend line and it touches three spots, just know that it's a strong uptrend. Okay, let me bring out area. You can see when I was drawing it, even though the week is not showing here, but there's a week here. This is one spot here. This is two. This is three. Okay, just to show that this is a very long term uptrend. That is, the market has momentum and is actually there's money flowing in this market, CWG. So I'm going to use this as a case study and also show you how I manage trades. I manage the trade after acquiring this stock. Okay, so as I said, I bought the stock in this is I bought it 14th of July 2025. As you can see where my cursor is, that is where my arrow is. That is where I bought the stock. You can see where it is at this pullback area. And this is actually a support level. Okay, this is a support level, and also this is a support level, and also a good entry spot for anyone that wants to enter the stock. You can see this is the support and this is the resistance level. Okay, so I entered at this spot, at this support level, and then the stock went up. Gaining to this extent. It wasn't really so much. Okay, this is from here. How much is this? It closed at 16 naira. Okay, from 16 naira to this closed at 18 naira. 18 naira doesn't really yield what we are actually didn't reach our take profit criteria or strategy or percentage. Okay, so decided to wait. While waiting, we saw that it has reached our resistance level. Now people are taking profit here, and then it crossed down. People are now taking profits in this area. You can see going down, people took profits to this our support level, but people that already bought here, who that have still bought at this level, were waiting for their own turn to get their own. That's why it went up a little. Okay, so people bought here again. So it just continue. People continue buying here. This became a very strong support level, which means that if you bought here, at least it will trigger. If you miss the market, maybe this market went up here small, you can just buy here at this level, which is 15 naira. 15 naira. Okay, at this 15 naira level, and your stock will go and to trigger it. You can see it later triggered it in the future. Okay, after people took profit here, you know, after it side trended for a while, people are buying at this level. This is a very strong support level, very strong support level. So as we are saying, it has not yet, gone more than minus or -1%. That we will now panic to take out of the stock. Also, so we just watch it as we see as it's hitting our support level and going up. It also went again to this our resistance level again. And definitely, since people took profit here, the psychology is that they will still take profit around this area. Okay, some people took profit here. You can see where it started pulling back, a very strong full beat pullback in this place. Very strong bearish candle, long one. You can see that people took profit a lot in this place. That is the same psychology they are using to take profit here. So the resistance level started here and continued here. So buyers were trying to, as there was a pullback, the buyers were trying to buy the stock, but it wasn't strong enough. Even at this place, this was the final resistance level, very strong resistance level. So after here, the market went down and even crossed, you know, my threshold where I bought the stock initially. Okay, which was around here. So it crossed here. You can see people still bought at this place because this is still support level. But however, people that took profits were more than people that were buying. That is why the market actually went down and broke out this our support level, then still going down again. Okay. Then after that, we can also see here again that people now decide to buy the stock. This was the final threshold for taking profit taking. And again, if anyone bought here, they will not want to take profits at this place because it's not more profitable. So they will be patient to wait for the market to rebound. Okay. So this another you can see here too. You can see this pullback that happened here. You can see this pullback that happened here, and people bought again. This was another strong support level. So the same psychology too. Okay, that happened in this place and all these places that you see, and people taking profit and buying. The same psychology. Looking at where it pulled back last, this was the last place it pulled back. So with that, many people waited here to buy this stock, and once it hit this level, everybody started buying the stock, and then it started like going up, going up, going up, and that's how it is. Then people that bought here too, people that actually missed this up trend, and when it confirmed here too that this is going to be an uptrend after it crossed our moving average, people now waited for a pullback. This first pullback here, some people bought here, while some people actually bought down here. You can see that when the market came down here, it crossed here and went down, it bounced up a little up. It bounced up again. This means there were buyers here who pushed this market up again. So this became another strong, just like how it was a strong support level here. It's another strong support level. And also it passed where I actually bought the stock at this price. Okay. around this place. Okay, so as it went, then it went up again. Then it started playing in resistant level. Now buyers want to actually push this stock up because the stock has good fundamentals. When you see a stock that has good fundamentals, people want to buy it and actually put their money and invest in it. Okay. So as you are saying, this is why I'm giving you this long stories because this is how you manage trade. You look at the support level and determine, should I exit this trade? Where is another support level? What is my strategy? What is my percentage? How much loss can I take? Okay. Can I take to exit this trade? And is the earnings good? If the earnings is good, that means the stock still has potential to go up. So you don't really have to worry too much. Unless if the stock doesn't have potential, then it's better you exit at an early stage. Maybe if it went down to this extent, then you just exit and probably wait for another opportunity to enter the stock again. But since the stock has good earnings results, then investing in this stock will not break sweat. Okay. Now let's focus on this area. This area here. Let me put a drawing there so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's focus on this area. Okay. You can see this area where the people really took profit here. A lot of people took profit here. As you can see. Yeah. Where this place where people took profit. This is where you now, okay, you have seen that it has crossed your threshold where you bought, you know, where you bought around here. Okay. You bought the stock around here. But now you have seen that. Let me put a line there. Maybe that will be able to make it more descriptive. Let me use this. Okay. Yeah. So where I don't do this line on, that's where you bought the stock. Huh? And now you're seeing that it's pulling back heavily. Next thing is that for some people that don't have so much I'll not say experience, people that don't have patience and that panic, they'll see it and decide to take away or take some profits or take or sell out the stock, sell everything, all their position and look for another stock to invest in. Okay. So looking at this level, please don't confuse yourself with this place. This was when I did an analysis in the past. Let me just remove these circles. Okay. This was a possible um entry level. So I'll just remove this circle here so you don't confuse yourself. Okay. I'll leave this one here because I'll use it for the explanation. Okay. So this one now, looking at this level where the market really went down, you bought around this line that I just fixed here, but you're seeing that the market is going really down. Now, you might not even think about, oh, this is my next support level, you know, to know or to define how your next um action, the next action. So this is where you now bring in indicators, other indicators, to know what is really happening in the market. Okay, what is really happening in the market, and this is also when you actually use your time frame analysis to know what is really happening. Are investors taking profit? You know, so let's go to the monthly time frame. As you can see where my that circle I drew, you can see the line. Let me expand it well. Okay. You can see where the circle is. You can see where the circle is. So when you say things like that, you have to switch to an investor's mindset. What is actually happening in the overall market? Then you also bring up your indicators to know if this market is still in an uptrend. Okay, so I will bring up MACD. As you can see, is even without bringing up MACD, you can still see that the market is above. Let me remove this indicators here because yeah, you can see that it's above this our moving average. The market is still above our moving average and very far from actually going down. Then we can look at as we look. Let's look at this list. This is first, second, right? Okay. Uh huh. Okay, I think this is October. This is November. Okay, December. Okay, this is not where the circle is meant to be. The circle is meant to be around there. This is August. This is August. You can see this is eight. This our bull year. This our bull. Sorry, this our bearish candle. This our bearish candle is actually uh, August after July. But where it's so it's actually August after July. Sorry, it's like let me check the date of. Let me check the date of when this one happened. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Okay, so this actually happened in October. Okay, yeah, this happened in last week of October to first week, or first to second week of November. This our bearish run here. This place where people are taking profit. So that means it's correct. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so looking at the time frame analysis, this is correct actually. No, I didn't look at the days before. Looking at where our circle is, you can see this is still, first of all, is above our um is above our moving average. Secondly, you can see MACD is still bullish, very bullish. Okay, you can see MACD is very bullish, and you can see the candle. It ended up being bullish from here to these two candles here. They were bullish, and also let me remove this our line first. Also, this is a support level for investors. People that are investing in this stock now would have bought at 15 naira 83 kobo. It's a support level for investors. That is why you see that when the market came here and also came here down here in this a second support level at 13 naira 70 92 97 kobo, it's actually bounced up and went up again. So this is our another support level for investors. Aside from that, it's above our moving average. So if this actually crossed our moving average and went down, that means we know that people are actually really taking profit from this stock. Then that's when you also see that money flow is going down, and then our RSI will not have momentum again to be heading to the oversold region. Okay, so as you can see, it's above uh moving average, which is positive, which also make you calm that okay, investors are still in this stock. Then um let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so that week, during that week, you can see that it went up. This is a resistance level. This is the weekly investors are actually taking profit here. That is why you know this went down from here and it went down to this area. So you can see this week, last week of last week of October and first week of November. But if you notice, you can see that when it came to this threshold here, it actually bounced back up, which means buyers are taking the market up. When it came here, it went down to this place, but buyers still took it up, and buyers won the march here. As you can see, another place too, sellers were trying to take profits. Buyers eventually took it up, and that is when it broke out in this place. Okay, so looking at this area, what you say if you see this kind of bullish, say okay, let's see what happens the next week. Then after observing what happens throughout the next week, you say okay, you can see at the end of the week it will ended in the green. If at the end of the week it broke out again and went down, that means you have to start considering to end or take out your position and reinvest the money somewhere else. However, it did not pass this place and it was just playing around there before it went up. So we are looking at an investment perspective. Even though we can see our money moving average, sorry, MACD is showing negative. That is why the strongest or the best time frame for filtering most noise is the monthly time frame. Looking at how the stock performs throughout the month. Okay, that will actually help you know filter a lot of noise. So if mm, a if a an indicator gives a signal in the monthly time frame, just know that the stock is really going to go up. So you wait for a pullback in the smaller time frame and then you enter. Just that is just a very strong confirmation. Okay. So as you can see to my trend line too is actually 1, 2, 3. It's a very strong uptrend. Yeah. And you can see this recent candle now. This month, people are trying to push this CWG up again. Last month, people were taking profits. Okay. However, if you can see, I'll say if it breaks out, um, if it breaks out where I just put this line now, if it breaks out, uh, what is that? 25 naira, then that confirms another bullish run. And that 25 naira now will now go to 30 naira where people will now take profits again. So after that, we have seen what investors are thinking. Okay, you can see where I put my line. You can see that people are taking profit here. And why people are buying here. So as I said, I did a video on how to use time frame analysis to enter for a good entry. So you can use that video to actually understand how you analyze the market and know what investors and traders are thinking before you take a position to enter or exit a trade. As you can see, this is my small circle too. Okay, let me remove this one. You can see this place I put small circle. This is where I did the analysis last. This is where then buyers started buying in the market again. So people now bought here. You can see this place too. People bought at this level as people continue buying here because this is a strong resistance level. You see, it touched here and came down, touched here and came down, touched here too and came down too. And also, when it broke out, it came here, it broke out small. People now put their buying position here. That is how it went up again. As you can see here again, we are also in another. Let me put this one up here. Mhm. That is perfect. You can see now that we are in another resistance support and resistance zone. So if the market crosses, as I said before, crosses this 25 naira, 28 kobo, then there's another good bullish run. People will now start buying on top of this place. People put their buying position here, and the market will continue going up like. All right, then looking at this place, we can see that this is where another resistance level started to a support level. So if I put line here now, let me see, let me turn a line here. You can see that people took profits here at the high is 25 naira. Okay, people took more profit at 25 naira. Then it closed at then people it closed at 24 naira. Then people took profit at this 24 naira. Were selling their stock, and then people started buying here, which now indicates where our next is where our support level starts from. Okay, so now people bought from here, then it goes up again, reaches this our 25 naira threshold where people sold in the past. So the same psychology, people will sell again, and it continues selling. We try to push it up, but you can see that when it came down here to this level here, let me put this thing well. You can see when it came back to this level here, buyers push it up again. So people were waiting on this. Our How much is this? 22 naira, 110 kobo to buy. Okay, so anytime it reaches here, people will buy. Anytime it reaches here, people will buy. Anytime it reaches here, people will buy. Buy, you can see, is actually people are now buying at this level. So it is not going down as it's going like how it went down to even this level. So the people are buying at this level. Even here, you can see people even still put another, even this our recent candle here. People are still another support level, because of this place. This could also be another support level. So it depends on your strategy on where and when you want to buy. So let us just say this came here and then came down. So people will use this place as a support level, okay, to buy the stock. However, let's also consider where it resisted to, you know, resisted to this place till we saw a bullish candle. And we say, okay, people are trying to buy this stock again. So I would say buying the stock around this area is best than buying it here, because this is going to be our first support level and our first resistance level and our first support level. Hmm? So yeah, people bought here. That's why you see many people bought around here more than even these areas, these places here. So as the stock is going down, people are trying to buy it at a very good price so that when it goes up, they'll be able to benefit well. Okay. So I believe that is all for managing trade with your indicators, indicators, your trend lines, and your time frame analysis. So that will be all for today. We will chat again later. See how far. I'm planning to also release content on how to enter trades, using support and resistance lines, and also how to enter trades using Bollinger Bands, continuous trade. So we have seen that the market has gone up for a while, but you like to key into the market, how, where, and what strategy, how will you enter the market. I'm going to actually share those videos later in the future. So stay tuned. Cheers.